Hello, this is PalicoPadge and welcome to another episode of Padge Plays YOLO Edition with the game Sir, You Are Being Hunted by Big Robot Ltd. Now, what is Sir, You Are Being Hunted? It is a stealth survival game pretty much where you are tasked with, well, I say tasked, you have been dropped into this world which is full of aristocratic robots who are out trying to hunt you down and kill you whilst you try and fix up your teleporter because something's gone horribly wrong. You don't know what, you just know something's gone horribly wrong and you've been dumped in this land. And you have to go out and find these bits of teleportation devices and bring them back to the main area and hopefully get the bloody hell out of there. Either that or you get shot to death by big scary robots with British accents. Now, this game I actually bought a long time ago, back when there was a bit of a hype around it. And it was one of those things which I bought at an okay price. It wasn't full price. And then with all the furore that came out of it saying, oh, it's not very interesting, I sort of put it on the back burner and I never picked it up. And then when I came to rebuilding my computer a few months ago, I went through my Steam list of games to download to put back onto my new hard drive. And I remembered I had this and I downloaded it and I've jumped in and out of it. I haven't really played it too deeply and I like it. It's simple. I'll give you that. It's simple, but I like the premise, and I like the actual setting. It's just the gameplay can be a little bit light at times. There's a lot of sort of hanging about and picking the most opportune moments to go and do things. But I think it's worth a YOLO edition. So here we go. I am only going to live once, as they say. Now, this is the same company who came out with the game Signal from Tolver, which is essentially So You Are Being Hunted with guns from the off. But let's crack on, see how we get on. I'm not playing on lasting long. I haven't been able to complete this game yet on the standard settings, so this is me dying on my test recording I did last night. So we'll delete that. Delete. And we shall start fresh. So World 1 empty, start new game. And from here you can actually choose what you want to be. There's several different professions which give you certain bits of inventory to start with. The classic being the aristocrat, where all you have is a few rags for bandages for when you get shot and start to bleed. But there's all sorts here, and it gives you a breakdown on whether it's an easy way of playing or medium or hard way of playing. So you've got the gamekeeper, at home in the countryside, smells like badger. Then we have the inventor, a boffin bristling with gadgetry. The officer, shoot first, then nick their country. The cook, well, at least you won't starve. The artist, but can hunting game be art? Or the old soak, you're my best bait, you are. And then back to that. So we, again, just playing it very simply. So we're going in with the aristocrat. We are not starting with anything. I don't know what half the things do. We're going to hopefully figure them out along the way. There's a few basics I've noted down just to make sure that I'm not a complete noob in the game. So it should flow a little bit easier. But yes, let's crack on, shall we? Now, the other thing is you get to choose what each island is going to be. There are a few different archipelagos which you can set. As it stands, there's 5 different areas you can explore, and there's 5 different ones. So we'll just go through until we select them all. I should have left industrial at the start, shouldn't I? So we've got rural, castle, mountain, fens, and industrial. And we can also edit the robots. I'm not going to mess about with this. We're going to play it as is. So let's go, shall we? Now, the one thing I will say is the actual creation of the map does take a while. So I'm going to cut out here and cut back just as the story starts. So be right back.
Sir, if you can hear this, then the experiment has gone terribly wrong. I fear you may be trapped on the archipelago, but don't panic. The standing stones should be nearby. With them, and some luck, you may still be able to escape. Listen very carefully, and you might just survive. I am afraid pieces of the device are now scattered across the islands. They became quite hot during the experiment, so perhaps you could look for the smoke. Bring any you find back to the standing stones, then we should be able to get you home. I'm dreadfully sorry, sir, but this does mean postponing dinner preparations. I do hope you remember to eat something. You must try to keep your strength up. Perhaps some tea and biscuits from one of the nearby houses? The residents won't mind because they're not at home. Oh, and do be careful, sir. You're being hunted.
Right. So, here we go. Or here we will be in a second. Secondary functions. Some items have secondary functions. Yes, I know all about that. And here we are. We are on the center island. So, just a quick breakdown before we crack on with this. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have our visibility. That little eye says that at the moment we are semi-seen. If we were to crouch down, it goes down a little bit more. If we are to run into any bushes and duck down, we are invisible, which is good, which is fantastic, which is, ooh, that's bad over there. We'll come to that in a second. We then have our health and our vitality. Our vitality is our hunger. That will slowly tick down as we play the game. We have to get food in order to be able to do this. Now, on the inventory screen, we have our inventory, which is all done in blocks. So as you can see, my rags at the moment only take up 2 blocks. We then have quick fit items down the side, and then we want to get to pretty sharpish. And right down here, we have how many stones are, so how many parts, should I say, are on each island. So we've got centre, west, east, south, and north islands. Centre islands, from what I gather, have the largest parts which you have to collect. The islands on the compass points generally have smaller parts, and you should be able to do in one run if everything goes according to plan. Bottom right hand side, we have our current item, and well, we have our current items. There's not much to say about that right now. What do you have on you, sir? This is a dead robot. You can find useful items on many objects in the world. Fallen robots like this chap often carry loot, but you also find things hidden in the doors of buildings, sheds, or even at the bottom of dustbins. A hand icon will appear when you mouse over a potential loot source or usable object. Note, you can store items inside any source with a green background. They will still be there when you come back, so we can leave them in houses that we know where they are. You cannot stash loot in red background objects like this chap's pockets. What does he have? Right, so we have a bottle. That is equipable. That is used to distract robots.
Very useful. Now you can observe your pursuers while keeping a safe distance.
Yeah, like our butler friend says there. We have more rags. In fact, I'll bring those down out of the way. We have our alarm clock, which is a distraction item, which we can set and it will go off after so long. And then we have a little bit of food, which we'll keep at the top, but we shouldn't need that right now. We then have this. He's coming this direction. We have to be quick. This is the standing stones. This is where we bring back the parts as we find them. These are the standing stones. Return the mysterious fragments of the device to this central stone and leave them here. You can also save your progress at this stone. Apart from boats, it's the only place you can do so. Remember to hit the save progress button every time you're here. You cannot save while bleeding or starving. Also good to note. Nothing we can do here right now, but we do have over here our first part. Ha-ha!
Excellent. You've found one. Return that fragment to the standing stones and leave it there. You'll be one step closer to home.
Indeedy. So, the mysterious fragments are your key to escape from the archipelago. When you find one, return it to the standing stones, marked on your compass with a circle, and deposit it at the central stone. You can see how many fragments remain on each island in the inventory window, which I've already pointed out. So, and as you can see, this is a big mother, so we need to drop this off straight away. Generally, on this map, they will be rather large, but on the smaller ones, either end of the compass points, they shouldn't be. And we pop that in.
Forgive me, sir, but perhaps it's worth mentioning that your tweeds should keep you well hidden, provided you keep to the heavier foliage.
Yes, but I'm sure you'll see that at some point, so let's equip our binoculars. Now, this person up here is a inflatable balloon, which is on the lookout for us, with a nasty, nasty, nasty robot inside. That is getting rather close. Now, I have tried to look a little bit into hints and tips of this game, just so it flows fluently, or as fluently as it can do. And the one thing which pops up is everyone's saying you should really concentrate on...
It looks like there's something useful in there. Oh, and if you find anything edible, don't look at it too closely.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be eating a dead rat anytime soon, but it's there. It's there. So yes, the advice that was given quite a lot in guides was to stick to the outside of each island first, because that was a bunny wabbit. That was a bunny wabbit. Stick to the outside of each... Again, sidetracked already. Stick to the outside of each island first, because you can find fragments more commonly there, and then work your way into each island. What's this called? What's this village called? Lumblecombe. Please drive carefully. Now, there is a day-night cycle, although it doesn't go really, really dark. It can go quite dark. So it's a case of when it does get dark, I don't know if it affects the visibility overall. This is all dubious stuff. Dubious stuff you can eat. There is a chance you're going to take a vitality hit, and we don't really want to be doing that. Oh, we do have the Campfire though. And then you have useless stuff as well, like any game really. So we're going to do a little bit of looting initially. Have a look-see around. The nice thing about this though is if buildings have more than one door, you actually get different loot at each door. So it's always worth having a roam around and just making sure there's nothing else to grab along the way. Oh, what's this? Nasty weed killer. Whiskey, we'll be taking that. Mothballs. Oh, more food. That's not bad. I believe the pies in a tin actually... Oh dear. The pies in the tin, oh god, actually give you all your vitality back. So it's worth holding on to those. Ooh, another alarm. Awesome. Tobacco. Yeah, nothing else here. This isn't a bad start, to be honest with you. But before we get too deep into things and start getting chased around by things, it's worth just picking up as much stuff as we can, which I think could be useful. Patriotic crockery. God save the Queen! She's a robot though, so maybe not too much. God oil the Queen! I think that's probably more appropriate. Blight-ridden spuds. They haven't had a good harvest here at all this year. Ooh, more bullets. I'll put you up there. More food. I'm actually doing really well for food. This is a good start. This is a good start. Oh, and a torch. Oh, I'll put the torch down there. I don't like using the torch. I did have it in my... Oh. They're showing each other something. In my test playthrough, and I turned it on in the dark. Wow. That's very nice. And then I was in the industrial area, and I had, no joke, about 30 robots chase me. And kill me off pretty sharpish. So we won't be doing that too much. Oh, it's the music. God. I thought it was a robot. So I think the best thing we can do is just pick it. He's close. They're coming in this direction, and I'm in the light. That's not good. That can't be good. It's going to sneak away. So, yeah, we're probably best just trying to find the coast. Keep into that for the time being. And then seeing what we come across. Now, there's... Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. They're coming my way. I can't move any quicker. If I stand up, they'll see me, no doubt. Sons of bitches. Do I just run? Hopefully they'll stop. Can I get anything from the post box? No. I can hear something crickling. Or is it? Oh, it's probably because it's raining, actually. Right, so we're okay. We're in the bushes. Oh, shit. Don't come into the grass. Please. So there are weapons you can find. I believe there's a pistol, a shotgun, a rifle, and the blunderbuss. They're coming back down. Am I trapped in here? I think I might be trapped in here. You can jump over this, but it means standing up, and obviously that's bad. So we don't want to stand up if we can help it. I am very aware of that balloon getting very close, though. Okay, we're good, we're good. So there's two things we need to be looking out for. One I've seen already, but it wasn't a viable option at the time. There are ways of finding these bits of the teleporter other than just hunting around for them. Oh, my life. That's getting close. We're going to go in this direction, I think. One is looking for white wisps of smoke. These generally are a lot easier to find in the daylight, obviously. The other is the blue willow wisps you can see around. These generally will gravitate towards, like that one there. These will gravitate towards an item of interest. Generally, it is parts of the teleporter. Like that one over there. What are you doing? But they do tend to go off on their own, so it's not a very reliable way to go about it, but it is an option. Ooh. And that's a pub. Now, the one thing I read is that pubs generally hold weapons. So it might be worth trying to sneak in there. But it does mean going up against at least 2 robots. I suppose we could take it low, get quite close. They seem to be stopping on the one side of the pub, so we might get away with this if we stay down low. This is a boat which leads us to another island, which would be the east, I presume, the East Island. I forget what that is now. Hopefully we'll see it. You know, we won't die horribly. I think it's around here. Ah, some smoke there. Right, let's stay to that side. We might be able to sneak in. I presume the door's going to be here. I don't really want to be using any of my... What the bloody hell was that? The robotic arms. Well, I suppose it makes sense for them to hang out here. Do we dare peek? Hopefully there's going to be a door here. So this is a campfire. This gives off black smoke in the air. You can cook on that if you find matches. As it stands right now, we have no matches, so we won't worry too much. Oh, it's a rampant stuffed badger. Not very useful, but hey ho, those are useful though. We'll take all those. Yeah. Is this a door? Oh, more alcohol. I'm going to take all the alcohol I can. That sounds very close. Good read. I'm kind of scared to turn around right now. Yep. Okay. Okay. I mean, I could throw a glass bottle. If I throw it over the roof, they'll go over there. I'd have thought. Let's try this. Run! Run away! Quickly! I think we got away with it. I think we're good. I'd like to think we're good. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Right, so let's get onto this boat. It was this way, wasn't it? As it stands, we picked up quite a lot of alcohol there. It's good for vitality, but you do get a little bit squiffy off it. Yeah, like so. A little bit squiffy. That's okay. There's nothing around right now. I'm pretty sure it wears off pretty quick. But I'm a little bit wibbly wobbly. And it's popped our vitality up by quite a bit. Oh, that wore off pretty well. That's good. Okay. So there's a willow, a wisp over there, but I can't see any white smoke. We're probably best just getting onto the boat and clearing the small island. Sticking to the plan, as they say. I'm not one for sticking to plans generally, either by design or accident.
There are a number of islands in the archipelago. Each of them is likely to have fragments of the device for you to collect. Try not to get lost.
So, on our first boat trip, you can travel around the archipelago by boat. Each boat will take you to a different island. Travelling will automatically save your progress when you arrive at your destination, but you can also use the Save Progress button in the boat menu to save here and remain on this island. No, we shall go to the east. Let's go check out what this is. Victuals. You'll lose health if you are bleeding. That's fine, we're not bleeding. So, a new island. It's got a church, which is a good start, I suppose. There's the balloon. It's looking very foggy. This is what I like about this game. It's very ominous looking. It's got a very nice feel to it. But then again, I've always been one to enjoy... Oh, it's a bit waterlogged, mind. I've always been one to enjoy Daisy for the running around not seeing anybody and just looting and trying to stay out of sight. So I can see why people wouldn't like this game with the amount of running around there is, but... Oh, a strange scanner. Equipable. Oddly warm. Buzzes when active. And biscuits. We'll take the biscuits. Candlestick. We can't do anything with. We'll take the rags, because you can never be too careful with that. But the scanner. Nice. Our problem here is we are slowly running out of space. So let's get rid of that. Move up these to the top. A good read. Let's use that, see what it says. After a while, we'll start afresh, I do apologise. The robot and the fool. After a while, however, the robot saw a stir in the direction of the farm they had left, and he quickly perceived that the loss of the goose was known, and that the farmer and his men were in pursuit of the thief. So hastily, picking up the goose, he overtook the fool and pressed it into his arms, saying, "Dear friend, pardon a passing ill humour, of which I sincerely repent. Are we not partners in good luck and ill? I was wrong, dear friend. And in token of my penitence, the goose shall be yours alone. And here are a few plums with which you may refresh yourself by the wayside. As for me, I will hasten on to the next farm and see if I can beg a bottle of wine to wash down the dinner and drink to our good fellowship." And before the fool could thank him, the robot was off like the wind. I have no idea what that means. It has... Well, you can go into the church. It seems like the best place for you to be. I'm going to pop that up there. The rag can come down. In fact, no, the scanner can come down. The rag can go there. There's enough space, hopefully, for stuff. Now, scanner, equipable. Let's pop you in there. We'll put the glass in there. The alarm's in there. What's the scanner do then? I presume if we're near something of interest, it's going to go beep 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 beep. Instead of that nasty, nasty sound. Is that black smoke? That's black smoke, so that's no good for us. Let's have a quick look around the back of this church. Is there another entrance? No. Right, so we're going to stick to the plan. We are going to stick to the outside of the island, scoping out any white smoke we can see, or will-o'-wisps. Will-o'-wisps? Will-o'-wisps? Don't know. Wisps. Scoping out any wisps we might come across, along with any buildings which aren't too far into the island. That would appear to be a village. It's pretty empty. We might be okay to loot. Where's the balloon gone? I can hear something. Very waterlogged here. They haven't done very well in keeping the maintenance up for aristocratic robots. And we're now in Slippery Bumstead. Hang on. Slippery Bumstead in the Wold. Yeah, classic British place. Right, so we've got more rags. I've got 3 rags right now. I think that's going to be enough. That's 3 lots of bleeds, essentially. More food. We're actually doing okay for food. I'm hoping to find a weapon. I believe they are more apparent in pubs than they are villages. But you can't write these things off because you never know in procedurally generated games. More rags. Oh, a haggis. We shall take you. Now, the other thing I read is that wildlife can and cannot be your friend. Is it worth taking the rock? I suppose if we get really bad for... In fact, no, we're doing okay. We've got plenty of distraction at the moment. Birds are good because they will fly up if robots come near them. But in the same sense, it does mean that if you are to set off... Where you go, Mr. Willow? If you are to get too close to a flock of birds on the floor, you can in turn set them off. Dubious. Rotting roast beef. There's nothing dubious about that really, is it? It's rotting. I would not eat it. Ooh, but I'll take you. Is that full? Just need a gun to use it in now. Sherry. Another glass bottle. I wonder how drunk you get off sherry as opposed to whiskey. Whiskey was alright. Wasn't that much. Is it worth eating the biscuits? I don't really want to... I'm scared to use anything. That's my problem right now. I'm scared to use things...
Be very observant, sir. Startled wildlife could help you to spot your pursuers. The eyes and ears of local fauna might be sharper than your own.
Like he said, this is actually a really big town. I'm slightly turned around right now. Is there anything anywhere? No. We're not close to anything. Did we come from there? No, because we didn't see the boat, did we? We'll have a quick look, see. I'm doing alright. It's mainly a gun would be nice about now. Everything else I feel like we're fine level wise. I mean, is that can't be the middle, surely. Where's the... Well, the boat's in that direction. So we've just come around. We'll take the alarm clock. See, as the game goes on, as well as how many fragments you have, the amount of robots increase. So it's worth stocking up on these items now. Because you never know when you're going to use them. And I believe they're only one-time usage as well. He's hanging around that boat. And that's a pub over there. That might be worth it for a gun. Let's give these guys a wide berth. rather close. Anything in this hut at all? Any loot is going to help. Well, we can eat the blackberries, I suppose. What about the biscuits? Let's use the biscuits. 73. Cheese? 93. That'll do. Still seeing no smoke. Oh. Something in this direction, supposedly. Oh, comely dangling. No tourists. That's very British. It's a very scary looking tree. Straight ahead, supposedly. Ah, there they are. Right, so there appears to be a shed right up there. We're okay whilst we're in the grass. I can't see any smoke. This is the worrying part. There's no white smoke at all. They don't appear to be guarding any smokestacks, because usually if they find a piece, they will sort of hang about by it, knowing that you're going to be coming in that direction at some point. Am I heading back to the... I don't want to stand up right now. Are we heading back to the pub, or are we completely lost now? You can also find a map, so that might be worth hopefully coming across at some point. Very close as well. At least you can see their eyes, I suppose, being nice and red. Ah, there we go. White smoke. Right. So is there anybody near it? I don't think there is there? And alas, it's right by the beach. So really should have seen that. Let's leg it. Leg it, leg it, leg it, leg it, leg it. Ah. Oh, it's relatively small. Good to note. So now there are another two on the island somewhere. Well, I think I'm going to stick to the outskirts until we start losing vitality and we have no food to replenish it. So I'm just going to sort of come over here and hold up and call it here. So this is you are being hunted. I will think that it will no doubt get busier as the game goes on. But right now it's quite sedate. We're doing okay. We've got enough food rations. Just need to go and find all those bloody parts. So looks like we're going to have at least an episode 2. So we'll leave it there, I think. Thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.